Hi everyone, Peter Ashes here, and it's been it's been a while. So yeah, a lot of things have happened. New job, second job. I haven't had time to do the things I actually do want besides doing my job. Also just got really sick, so just I'm still recovering. So yeah, haven't made a new video in a while. So yeah, this review is gonna be a catch up on what I miss, but I've been watching. And so this video is gonna be my Gozyuger review. But I'm gonna try something different. So it's gonna be more of a quicker review because honestly, there's already people talking a lot about Gozyuger and how it ended and how Sentai ended. Yeah, speaking of that, Sentai's ended. So yeah. It's gonna be a bit quicker, so I'm just gonna freestyle it. Start with the opening. Opening is catchy. It's good enough. Ending is better, much better. But yeah, let's go through. I'm not gonna talk about the whole story, whole plot point. Just what I like and what I don't like about the show. Because let's talk about that. Let's talk about shit I like. Uh, the suits. The Gozuger suits are actually really good. It does have a lot of empty space, especially on the chest. The ring should like fill with an emblem or some sort. But yeah, it's still good. Especially polars. Polar's good. Let's talk about the problem with this show because uh, this show whiffed. This show whiffed hard. And I'm speaking if any of you are uh, fighting game people. Yeah, I just said the word whiffed because this is what this show is. This show whiffed hard. Like a lot of like I said in my what first impressions video so far on my review so far that Goju had something good going on, like the fighting game aesthetics, the plot, how they actually ended the first arc with them actually losing, and how they introduced Polar, and the development of the cast, the possible development of the cast, and they pretty much squandered 90% of that. Probably more in that case, in my personal sense. I do think there's too many shit going on, but there's too many villains in the show, like too many shit happening. We got everything with the Brydens and with Tegajun. And for some fucking reason, the Calamity, because they only hinted starting from the movie, but ends up being the whole shit going forward with the whole Calamity thing. So either you stick with the Calamity or stick with the Brydens, or don't make the Brydens like kind of a villain. Like, I get Sentai can do multiple villain factions. For example, Bokenger has 4 factions, I think. Yeah, yeah, Bokenger has 4, but it really depends on the writer. And speaking of writers, Akiko Inoue, again, yeah, whiffed. Yeah, uh, Toshiki Inoue, she's not at this moment. So yeah, a lot of things that happened that were teased in the first arc, going through the second arc, and then finishing in the third arc, did not work at all. Let's talk about aside from the too many villains or too many shit happenings. Let's talk about one of the greatest disservice of them all. Everything going on with Hoeruk and Kruon. That shit went nowhere. Like, legit went nowhere, and Kuon just. I'm a sword now. Kuon's probably one of the biggest letdown in this series. I think. Like, what the hell happened? He was like everything that was set up with him was screaming, I'm either going to be the renegade of the series or the begrudging ally. But I became a sword instead. The time I got reincarnated as a sword. That shit that was what happened with Kuo. And everything going on with Hoiru did not help. And everything that I was hoping for in my previous video, the review so far, yeah, that didn't happen. Like, I'm not gonna blame the actor. I'm just gonna say that he is very miscast. And yeah, Hoiru's actor cannot bring the appropriate energy for a character like Hoiru. Like, he's abrasive. He's not as abrasive enough, if that's even a thing. He's not unapproachable enough. He's like, it's half cocked. Everything with him is half cocked. Like, we do see a great performance in there, like a few times, but it's more inconsistent than most. The other cast, on the other hand, did their jobs pretty well. One, exceptionally well. Two, actually. Ryugi's and Kinji's actor, Eagle and Tyranno. Yeah, they were probably the best out of the main Gozyuger cast. Main. And yeah, you probably thought I forgot about Polar because the show forgot about Polar. Pretty much. He showed up, he took the spot for main character for a bit, and then I actually thought that the world was actually resetted, like full on reset, but no, after like the first and second episode after Polar was introduced, shit turned to normal again. A lot of wasted potential with Polar. Yeah, this show is a whole bunch of wasted potential. Polar was forgotten. Like, he was a caricature for the most part. He tried to be cool. His fights were cool. His suit was cool. His character not so much. But there was potential of him actually being the first Goju Wolf before Hoiru. And we're actually getting a special about that during his Goju Wolf days. Why wasn't that in the show? Like, it was just hinted, like, during the episode when he met the previous Leon, I think. I don't know, I forgot, but yeah, this show is very forgetful. And then he became God at the end. And the way, yeah, like a few reviewers have said this, like how this show ended, like they presented a whole lot of like wieners. So yeah, basically kind of saying like, eat a dick, guys. Sentai's ending, eat a dick. Yeah. However, yeah. To no one's surprise, Hoiru wins, but how he won it was kind of ugh. And him being Sword's champion was why? Why is he special? Because he doesn't have a wish? Can you elaborate on that? And yes. Another minus. Shit. Power-ups. Especially the last power-up. That Tega Sword, if I'm correct. Like, holy shit. That was not good. That is not how you introduce power-up. Yeah, that was shitty. and everyone not getting a different suit except Horu is just ass. Also, in that case, the Orca power up, on the other hand, was good. It had build up. It had good build up. Everything with Fire Candle, which I'll get to him. Yeah, the Orca power up is probably the best one. The Ryotega sword was ass. Ryotega sword was ass. So moving on to the other characters. Let's start with not Ryuki. Rikuo. Rikuo was okay. He's probably the most okay of the bunch, except all that other shit that was going on with Rei. Yeah, Rei and Sumino. Apparently everyone else, almost. So yeah, Rei got possessed by Calamity. That was right there. And everything that ended with Rei. Everything that happened with Rei. Apparently Rei had beef with almost everyone. Almost. So only omitting Kinji and Horu. Because if he had beef with everyone, what the fuck? And during that time, Kwon got sidelined like fuck. Yeah, and some fucking reason. Yeah, Rei had beef with everyone. He had beef with Rikuo, blaming him for everything that happened with his life. He had beef with Sumi. Sumi had beef with him because he took her sister. And apparently he got beef with Ryugi's dad because he worked with his dad and he got fired for having an injury, which does not fucking make sense. How do you can sue them for wrongful termination unless you're pushing through with an injury during that surgery. I'm at that time, okay, he has every beef with 3 people. If he somehow is the doctor for Kinji's dead wife for some reason, I would lose it. I would lose it. So yeah, starting from when Rei became more of a thing. Yeah, this is when shit's starting to fall apart for Goju. And yeah, Rikuo, the only thing Rikuo got going from him aside from Rei is everything with Bouquet, which I was okay with. Until they introduced the sister character for Bouquet. I forgot her name, but again, the show is very forgetful to me. Yeah, just for making conflict for sake of conflict. Everything going on with her and Rikuo, Bouquet and Rikuo, was okay until that point. And then moving on to Ryugi, which honestly might be one of the best characters in the show, aside from Kinji, and the best character, which I'll get to later. Yeah, Ryugi knew the assignment. His actor knew the assignment, and he does his part well. He's probably he's the den mother of the group, as I said, and he doesn't have a lot of things to do, but when he does, he was quite interesting. But there was that one episode because when he quit the team because he lost against Horu because he's jealous because isn't he the chosen one for Tegasword Sama? Yeah, and that was a weird patch for him. Like, the biggest sin of the character is when he quit the team. And then he came back immediately. Not long after that. And then moving on to Kinji. Kinji's great. Kinji's actors are great. The younger one and the older one works perfectly in tandem with each other. I kinda want to say, like, again, a lot of characters did not get any development. Again, like almost all of them, except for Huiru, and that shit went nowhere. Honestly, the most development we got for the characters are for the villains, for Bouquet and Fire Candle. Honestly, like shit. Okay. Uh, Kinji did what he could. He was the comedic timing most of all, and yeah, he trying to live his life to the fullest. And honestly, his ending like arc of him giving up his youth to be with his family, and then suddenly for some fucking reason got it back for the final one is weird. But how they end his wish was honestly probably one of the best ones. And then, oh, this is gonna be a whole can of worms, but I don't want to discuss it further because it will give them platform in my mind. So, Sumino. Sumino was great until they don't have anything else going on for her. For obvious fucking reason. Everything going on with Bunshun and the whole Maya Imamori, the actress's situation. Yeah, that was not a good situation. Like that was a train wreck. I get that what she did was wrong. I get I get it. Drinking, she might be drinking, but again, there are some double standards going on in the entertainment industry, and I don't know if it's legal, if it's during a legal age or not. I forgot whether she was in a legal age or not when she was doing that, but then the rumor pile from Bunshun started going on of all the rumor stuff going. I'm not gonna say what the rumor stuff is. You can check it out and look at other reviewers for that. But yeah, everything going on and how Toei and her agency handled the situation with Maya was honestly abhorrent, very appalling. Lady can get a break, like no explanation, no, and apparently the shittiest part is they finished shooting, I think. Like she was on the final roll call. She was already shooting the final roll call. She already filmed the final roll call. Like during the time, yeah, because the earlier shooting segments. Now, uh, they were finished shooting in a way, and then she got dropped. And apparently, her agency had to cough up money to pay for the reshoots. And yeah, those reshoots were shitty. You can see it. You can clearly see on the final episode, on a few episodes, where Sumino's new actress, Oni's sister, was doing the blatant copy paste on top. The green screen was very noticeable, and yeah, they even scrapped her focus episode, where she finally got use of the Rio Tegasaur for the first time. Uh, and Oni's sister's actress did what she can with the time and the limitation that she was given. I'm not gonna fault her, and it was really a shitty situation, really shitty, in the worst way possible for both of them. More so for Maya. I really hope that her future endeavors are going well. So yeah, moving on. For I kind of want to move away from Sumino's situation as quickly as possible because this is how Sentai ended. Like with this shit, with this shit Bunshun happened, and yeah, all the racism that's stacked up in this. You could have ended Sentai on a high note, even if the show wasn't, well, great. Like this show broke broke the streak. It broke the Reiwa streak. Like it doesn't matter if it wasn't like Boon Boonjer good or Don Bros good or Zen Kaiser good or hell, it can be King Oger good. Hopefully, we hoped, but it won't be. And I've made peace with that. But at least be decent. And everything that happened in the show, not to mention everything going on with the Maya Memorial situation, just left a honestly sour taste in my mouth. And yeah, Sentai ended with such a bad taste in my mouth. Like honestly, they'll be back in like 5 to 10 years. I think. But yeah, they need to go back with a bang because the way to end it is not great. So yeah, moving on to yeah, I've already spoken about Kumade or fraudness Kumade. Yeah, the dude's fraud. So we're going to be moving towards the villains and fuck the Calamity because there is no development for the Calamity as a character whatsoever. They just stamp them they're on. So stamp them on. So yeah, whenever after everything's going on with Tegajun and oh shit, the Universe Warriors. Yeah, we'll get to that. Uh, I, the Calamity was just there. The Calamity was just there. And going on from the for the Brightons, Tegajun had shit going on for her until she didn't because for some reason she was created by AI and just want to feel loved. That's why she was going after Tega's sword and assaulted him to create a kid. Yeah. Then she ended up being kind of a good person that helped the Gozyuger when the calamity happened. Like that wasn't obvious enough. And then the best two of the bunch, well, before them, Shining Knife, and Sweet Cake. They were okay. They were honestly okay. And with Shining Knife being one of the calamities, people from the calamities, was an interesting take. Short, but interesting nonetheless. And then we move on to one of the best two, Bouquet and Fire Candle. Bouquet did an amazing job with her role. Bouquet's actress did great. Her being like a Rico super fanboy, even. And the bit of her not knowing who Rico is up till the end was great, but how they ended that part was not so great with her and being introduced like Tekijun made her sister and all that. Yeah, that was not good. But everything before that was amazing. Everything with Rico in that point was just peak uh, romance comedy shit. And then we get to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Fire Candle. This man's actor, knew the assignment 100%. He knew to go ham as hard as a motherfucker. He was probably the best character of the show. He was. Fire Candle was probably the best character of the show. And yeah, him being the kind of final villain of the show. Honestly, If it wasn't Kuon, probably him. Yeah. And Kuon whiffed. So yeah, him makes sense, and his new design, like looking like Sun Wukong aesthetics. Him getting an actual monster suit that kind of looks like Sun Wukong was great as fuck. And his relationship with Hoiru is probably the highlight of the show. Everything going on with him and Hoiru. He acted so well, and he honestly gave Hoiru's scene a boost whenever he's around. And then then there's the Universe Warriors. Honestly, went fucking nowhere. And aside from a few, like the Danwa Motaro one, Trey Gear was great. And then Garo's actor becoming Deca Red was also great. And for some fucking reason, Sasuke just came back as Sasuke, Ninja Red. Yeah, aside from that, most of them are forgettable, with an exception being Mr. Zero Knows himself as Gao Red, and another one being probably, I forgot the girl's name from Zero, who turns into Red Racer from Car Ranger. And she was Ryugi's butler or maid. Yeah. Aside from those, most of the Universe Warriors were just forgettable. They were just there. And this goes along with my argument that there's too many shit going on. So either focus on the Universe Warrior shit, the ring battles with their Universe Warrior. Don't make a villain. Just Universe Warrior, Universe Warrior, Universe Warrior. Or stick with the Calamity, or stick with the Brydens. Or make a Bryden like a separate crew during the Universe Warrior. Like a Dark Ranger team. Honestly, a lot of reviewers who do not like this show has given valid reviews on how to improve Gozyuger. This is how they end Sentai. Again, I'm kind of pissed. Like, I might agree with some people saying that I did not like Build. Build was probably the biggest dip in quality after episode 20-ish. After the whole Hazard Trigger arc, when Evil started to show her is like Horn, yeah, that shit dropped. Free Fall, like this show, same, but much earlier. And it started to become more of a chore watching it. Build, I'd actually put this below Build as one of my most hated Toku series. Because for Build, it didn't become a chore because I hated the show. But I was trying so hard in my insanity, hoping that the show would turn around, for Build to turn around and be at least somewhat better, going back to the quality that it was before, like during the Hokuto War. Gozyuger became a chore to watch for me, and there's not a lot of Sentai that made me like this show was a chore to watch. Like, only like the other times that I can say that watching a Toku show was a chore for me was Saber and Ghost. For Sentai, probably the closest thing was, honestly, in all honesty, Zyuohger. But that didn't came close to this. Honestly. Damn. This show's not good. This is how they end Sentai, with a whimper. With a bad taste in our mouth. and they're probably going to be back in 5 to 10 years. But in the meantime, we got Gavin, we got Project Red, and that show's honestly been surprisingly good. Yeah, and the only thing I'm looking forward to Goju at this point was how are they going to handle the Kumade prequel and the Boon Boon crossover. If those are shit, yeah, we're done. We're done. Gozyuger broke the streak hard. Like, they snapped the streak. If you like Cure Major was okay for me, but yeah, if you like Cure Major, Ray was starting with Kira Major and then going on to Zenkai, Don Bros, King Oger, Boon Boon. We got streaks of peak. We got true peak on King Oger. But yeah, this is how they ended. They ended Boom Boom after Boom Boonger. And speaking of Boom Boonger, Taya's actor being Kwagata Oger and not get beaten, and he was just roaming around and for some reason gave up off screen. What the fuck? Yeah, that was the thing. Everything going on with Gozyuger was a mess. It was poorly handled. Everything, inside and outside. I really do hope Sentai comes back stronger. When it does, it comes back stronger because, dude, it fell hard. Yeah. But yeah, next video, I'm probably going to talk about Gavin Infinity, Project Red, because that show needs a lot of talking about. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for my next video. Follow me on all things. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. See you later. Stay tuned. I'm Predator Asterisk, and I am signing off. Bye.